what's going on, Miami Hurricane fans? Welcome to Comics on Canes. Okay, so what I just did is I threw a link out there, and I'm going to try this for the first time. This is live. This is live. So if you got any questions, get them in right now. I want to talk to you. I put out a link on my Twitter that if you want to jump on the podcast, I don't care who you are, you can jump on, you can say your piece. I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to see if this actually works today, because that would be very, very cool if we had some fans, some Miami Hurricane fans jump on, and even some haters. I wouldn't mind. So what I'm doing right now is put in the StreamYard link in the comment section. If you click that, you can be a part of the podcast. Yeah, it could be very cool. I'm excited about that. It is Friday, man. This isn't Easter weekend. Next weekend is Easter weekend, right? Yeah, but it is Friday. Everybody going home. I'm trying to do this on a Friday. I was like, let me get this out. And I know a lot of people on the East Coast are going home right now, but I was like, let me do this pod. I want to talk a lot before the spring game. I want to talk about the spring game. I want to talk about Jason Cantwell. I want to talk about Heatherman, defensive coordinator. I got to say, I'll start with that. I'll start with Heatherman. I got to be honest with you, man. After watching, but not Jason Cantwell, Jackson Cantwell. Anyway, I'm going back and forth. But the thing is when I saw Heatherman talk yesterday at the press conference, it got me so excited. It got me so excited for our defense. It got me so excited about the players on defense. You know what I'm really happy for? I'm really happy for the players. And like I said, I don't want to crap on somebody, but Guidry's defense did not make the players look good. And I think a lot of them probably could have got hurt draft-wise. But what I did love is Heatherman. You're hearing about the communication. You're hearing about players are excited. Really excited. Players are really excited to be in that defense. Like Popo just bragging about it. You got Armando Blunt bragging about it. I mean, do I need to show this picture anymore? I mean, when they asked Akeem Mesidor about the defense, look how happy this man got. Look at that smile on his face right there. I mean, pretty much that speaks to it all. So I'm excited, man. I'm super excited about the Canes. I'm super excited about Heatherman, because this is what stood out to me. The detail, the passion. This dude is no one you want to play around with. And I love that he coaches the linebackers. And you hear about the linebackers actually making a push. Some linebackers are standing out, which I love. You heard Alderman, him talk about Alderman. And if you remember a couple weeks ago, I actually talked about Alderman. I was like, why isn't Alderman being mentioned? Because let's be honest. He came, I believe, from Louisville, and he played well last year. A lot of times he was playing better in Kiko in games because he could actually kind of hang with backs coming out the backfield. So I was like, why isn't Alderman being mentioned more? And then Heatherman yesterday was like, yo, this dude's playing well. He's playing really good. Playing really, really. And that made me happy because you haven't heard Alderman's name all camp. Popo, he didn't mention Popo right off the get, but when he was asked about Popo, saying the lights are clicking on, the dude's a leader. And I could see that. Like, if you've never seen Popo in real life, oh my gosh. He looks like a Miami linebacker. He looks like an old school linebacker, right? I mean, his body type, his body frame, the guy is a beast. I walked by him at a Miami Hurricanes game, like on the field, and I was like, yo, this dude's for real. I think he was hurt, but he was kind of warming up, just kind of like stretching and stuff. This dude is a beast. I can't wait to see him really get it and the lights go on, because I think that guy is absolutely incredible. Pruitt was mentioned. Smith was mentioned. I mean, I'm excited about the linebackers. Please leave a comment. This is live. By the way, if you're watching, this is live. I want you to be a part of the podcast. Leave a comment or I put my StreamYard link on there. I want to see if I can get some people off of Twitter or the live stream to pop in because I want to talk to Miami Hurricane fans. Even if you're not a Miami Hurricanes fan, I would love to talk to you. So all you got to do is click that link. If you have the StreamYard app or whatever, you can jump on with me, which is very, very cool. So that's the thing. I'm excited about the defense. Of course, you know about the defensive backfield. We heard about the last scrimmage, receivers couldn't get open. Hey, what's up, Philly Kane? You know, it's a Friday. I want to get this in before, the spring game. How do you feel about the spring game? Philly Kane, what are you looking forward to tomorrow at the spring game? What excites you, Philly Kane, about the spring game tomorrow? That's the question I'm going to throw out. And to anybody just popping in, what are you excited about tomorrow in the spring game? I think our defensive backfield is going to be amazing. I mean, it can't be worse. It can't be worse than last year. Knock on wood. But, I mean, they got some players back there now, So here's the thing you're not hearing in spring this year. You're not hearing DBs getting beat all the time. You remember last year? Let's go back to last year. You remember every time you saw a highlight, a receiver was burning someone. You're like, oh, these receivers are running loose on, I even already forgot his name. The guy that came in from Washington State. God, I can't believe. Man, these players go through so fast. But he was getting burned by X the whole spring. And then we saw him get burned during the season. Philly Kane says, I want to see the DBs in the receiver. Yeah, man. I want to see it. Here's one thing that nobody mentioned that stood out to me. And it wouldn't have mattered if Carson Beck was in there. They talked about receivers not getting open separation. I get that. But the thing that I think people kind of glossed over is when they said the quarterback's pocket was shrinking very fast. Hey, the quarterback was getting so much pressure. I don't care if Beck is in there. I think that defensive line, and we have one of the best offensive lines in the country. Let's be honest. One of the best offensive lines in the country. So when I see that our defensive line is pushing our offensive line, not sacking the quarterback, but pushing the pocket so close to the quarterback where the quarterback can't function, get passes off. Yo, that's a good sign. And they asked Heatherman about going up against our line. I believe Alex Dono asked about going up against our line. And he kind of brushed that question off. It's almost like, yeah, they're our line, but in a non-cocky way, you could tell he wanted to say, but we still getting to the quarterback. We doing our thing. He didn't say that, but that's the feeling I got when he was talking. All right, Galaxy King, we live here. Best offensive, I agree. But what I just said, Galaxy King, doesn't it make you wonder how good that defensive line is if they're pushing them back where the quarterbacks don't have time to throw and the pocket is collapsing? I mean, doesn't that make you feel good? That's what I'm saying. That makes me very excited. What's your thoughts on that, Galaxy King? Redemption year for the D-line? I agree, Philly Kane. Juan Manuel, I love him. Happy Friday. Does Tennessee have Nico? Yeah, it looks like Tennessee has a Nico problem. He was supposed to practice today in spring. He didn't show up. Apparently, they're paying him like $2.5 million as a high school, coming out of high school. Like, that's how much money he's getting, and he's holding out for more money. I don't know, man. I think his last game, he threw 14 for 31, something like that, 108 yards. Not the best last showing, but I think you're going to see more of this. Yeah, you should see more of this. This is the pros now. The school gave you Peyton Manning and Henson Booker. Nico isn't worth the money. No wonder why they. I don't think he's worth the money. I don't. There's very few players worth $2.5 million in college. Like, that has to be a player like a Cam Ward. Nico is not a Cam. Like, you're talking elite. Nico could be elite. Let's be honest. He could be elite. But I don't think he could put a team on his back like Cam Ward. Now, I know it sucks. I know it sucks. I know it sucks. Cam Ward is my standard because I saw it every weekend. And that's kind of our standard now. It's sad. It's sad that's our standard because we actually got to witness that and it brought us so much joy. But to me, if you can't do what Cam Ward could do, and Cam Ward, I think, only got paid $1.5 million, right? $1.5 million. I think that's what he got. I mean, he got a lot of endorsements above that, and I'm sure Nico's getting more money above that too. But Cam Ward, if we knew the type of year he was going to have, you could pay him $4 million. Because look how much attention we're getting now because of Cam Ward. But this Nico situation, man, I think you're going to see a lot of that. I think you're going to see a lot of that, J. Manuel. I think so. What else you got? Michael Akeem Messidor was smiling, and I'm going to put it up. Yes, I show it all the time. Look how happy that man is talking about. Look how happy Akeem Messidor is talking about the defense. You didn't see that smile last year because they had him as a defensive tackle. They had him out of plays. Now Akeem Messidor is excited he gets to play anywhere he wants. It almost seems like Akeem Messidor got a pass that he can play anywhere he wants. You want to move inside? You can move inside. You want to be defensive end? You can be defensive end. And NIL really screwed Akeem Messidor last year. Let's be honest. It did. But I'm so happy that man is smiling like that. It makes me smile. It makes me smile. All right, what do we got here? Well, who's this? Hey, what's up, Joshua Leonard Art? What's up, homie? Joshua Leonard Art. What are you excited for the spring game tomorrow? It's a bummer. I heard the spring game's not even going to be on TV. That's weird. That's what Akeem Messidor. Mom's French toast is a late. Yes, he smiled. Akeem Messidor smiled and said, Mom's French toast is a late. We're paraphrasing. But you know what I'm saying. I think this defense is going to be trouble. Because let's be honest, and I said this with Gio Milian. Y'all saying the defensive line was bad last year. I don't think so. It's not a redemption year. The defensive backfield couldn't hold the receivers a second for the team to even get to the quarterback. I blame the defensive backfield on the bad defensive line play. You couldn't even hold it. You need at least a second, 2 seconds to get to the quarterback. Literally, a quarterback would drop back one step. Boom, boom, man, wide open. We saw it all year. We saw it all year, man. Michael, what do you expect, Tom, tomorrow from the QBs? I mean, I expect what you're going to – Emory's going to play well. It's a practice game. We know that. Emory is going to play so well, some people are going to be like, oh, well, maybe not. He could be the guy because I think last year it was so bad. We can't even think that anymore. But I think, okay, he's a good second. I think Emory's going to play lights out, man. It's going to play. But I'm interested to see how our defensive line is going to play. Because I think, and I know we're getting a lot of comments saying our offensive line is the best offensive line in the country. I agree. It's going to be one of the best. But I think our defensive line, with this Coach Heatherman, for some reason, I already think they bullying our offensive line. I really do. And I'm not there. I'm not there at all. But by the way the coaches talk, by the way Heatherman, I'll go back to it. If you go rewatch the Heatherman interview, when they asked him, I believe Alex Donald said a good question. He goes, how is it playing against one of the best offensive lines in the country? He didn't even address the offensive line. He's like, oh, we're doing our thing. He went into this jumbo of how the defense, but to me, that was like, oh, that offense, yeah, they good, but we crushing them too. That's what I got from it. I'm not there, but that's what I got from it. All right. We sending Emory to Tennessee. Nah, do you want Nico? I mean, that's what I saw. A lot of people like, Nico to Miami. Do you want a quarterback that's going to hold out for money? I mean, what happened to that one dude that's now trying out for Western Kentucky? What was his name? That left us, went to Florida, thought he was getting like $13 million. Then he went somewhere else. And now he trying out for Western Kentucky. Who's that? Who is that? What was his name? Nico. That's the thing about Nico. He had a good year. Like, he's a baller. But, man, I think people forget, especially players that are not elite. Elite is one thing. Great players and elite, there's a big difference between great and elite. I think a lot of great players get too big of a head, and then when the college football teams go, we're good. Even though you're great, we're good. All the doors shut at once. It's almost like all these college coaches know each other. They're like, yo, we about to really put it on this dude. Jaden Rashada. Look what happened to him. Nico, you're great. You're not elite. Not yet. You can't play these games, man. And just think, this is the selfishness. Just think, this dude highly recruited out of high school, making more money than most people will make in their entire life. And he's holding out for more money, apparently. Maybe he already has an offer somewhere. We don't know the full story, but it's crazy to me. Chris, Emory hitting the portal real quick. I think you think right after the game? I guess, you know what? It's hard for Emory, right? Let's talk about Emory for a sec. It's hard for Emory because let's say he plays lights out tomorrow. Let's say he's the talk of the scrimmage. Emory is the man tomorrow. Just killing that defense, which I would be so upset because we spent all that money on these defensive backs. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think Emory will play solid. I don't think he's going to shine tomorrow because I think our defense is that much better. But let's say he did. Let's say he plays okay. He's in-house. He knows where Carson Beck really is. To me, this is just my opinion with no evidence at all. If Emory Williams transfers right away, he knows Carson Beck's on the right track to be starter game one. I know Gio Milian was on the show, and he goes, there's no doubt Carson Beck will be starting the first game. They're not going to pay that much money. I don't know, man. Things heal weirdly. Things don't heal right all the time. I'm still a question. I know y'all already writing him in as starter Notre Dame game. I don't necessarily believe that. And I have no evidence that he won't. So I just, injuries, rehab. Look how long it takes some players to get back, or some of them never get back. So if you're Emory, you're like, all right, I played okay in this game, or I played good. I'm Emory, I played good in this scrimmage. Do I wait to see if Carson really going to make it back? Because if he doesn't, guess who's starting game one against Notre Dame? Emory. And in Emory's mind, if you're a competitor, I'm a blow out Notre Dame. And how they going to bench me? I'm going to beat Notre Dame and we rolling. How they going? I don't care if they pay Carson Beck, whatever. How they going to bench a quarterback that beat Notre Dame? Now, this is all hypothetical, but I'm not 100% sold. And this is just me, because we all assume, but we don't know. And if you're Emory, how do you know? So here's my take in saying all that. If Emory transfers right away, he knows Carson Beck. I'm not going to say I'd be happy, but I will say this. If he transfers right away, I know Carson Beck will be there game one. Because I don't think Emory would leave if he knew there was a chance Carson Beck wouldn't be there game one. That's just my opinion. Luke overtaking Emory. You say that. Practice is one thing. Put Luke in a real game against Clemson and Florida State. How will he play like Emory did? I know Emory crapped the bed in that one game, and it was wrong for Dawson to say he didn't play that bad, which was a ridiculous statement. We all saw the game. What are you talking about, Dawson? That was such an ignorant comment. Well, he didn't play that bad. He did. We saw the game. I like Emory. I was the one championing. He should be the starter next year until that terrible half of quarterbacking. It's crazy that one half can ruin your career at Miami, but looks like that's what it did. I'm going to go through your question. We are live. I'm still looking for a person to jump in the mix. If you want to jump on the podcast, there's the link. There's a link right now. Jump on in. Get on in. We got about 10 more minutes, and then I got to bounce. How do you bully CC? 61. Hey, man. Maybe you haven't been seeing too many Braveheart movies. All right. So Juan Manuel. Don't be shocked when that offensive line is getting pushed back tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. Don't be shocked when the defensive line dominates the offensive line tomorrow. Don't be shocked. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't be shocked. If somebody told me that tomorrow, I would not be shocked at all. Because we got ball players on the defensive line just as good as our offensive line. They were just out of position. They were stunting out of position the whole time last year. Heatherman, I've never been to practice, but to me, it's just like, yo, if I'm better than you, let's go. Let's go. That's what it seems like to me. All right. Juan Manuel, you got a lot of time on your hands typing out. What team would be silly enough to pay a player $7 million? Oh, Nico, he wants $7 million? Are you serious? Wait a minute. That can't be $7 million. Nico, that can't be right. Somebody confirm that. I think Juan Manuel lost his guy. Now, mine. I think you lost your mind. It can't be $7 million. 100% the defense is supposed to be. Yes. Thank you. Joshua Leonard. This is why I like him. Besides him making incredible art, he's got common sense. Some of y'all ain't got common sense. $4 million. Cafe 904 says Nico wants $4 million. You know what I would do if I was Tennessee? You know what I would do? I would let him go. And I would watch schools not fight for him. Not. I don't think you would have schools fight for him. Not for $4 million. It would drop his price. Look, I don't know Tennessee. He's great for Tennessee. Yes, I get that. But sometimes it's going to get to a point where these coaches know each other. They're going to start locking out players. But I guess on the other hand, always schools are greedy and they want a good season and they try to save their jobs too. So that's the only thing that goes against it. All right, Jackson Cantwell. There was a report and I saw it on Twitter, so it means this might not be true. But there was an Oregon insider saying if Jackson Cantwell commits early, he's going to Miami. Speculation. It was on one of the Oregon boards. It went viral. Jackson Cantwell said he thinks the decision is sooner than later. If I was him, I'm not him, but I'm a lineman, right? There's only two places I would think about going. Miami, and not because I'm a Miami fan. Look what they're producing. Like Mario said, they're going to have 5-6 guys drafted this year off the offensive line. And then that's going to leave a lot of openings for Jackson Cantwell just to come on in, which is amazing, and start. The only other team I would imagine, and I don't think they even in the mix is hard, is Michigan. I wouldn't go to Georgia if I was an offensive lineman. Nah. Oh, wait. Do we have people coming in? Philly Kane. Are you there, Philly Kane? I think Philly Kane trying to come in on the live stream. I'm telling you, I'm down to put people on this live stream. This is what I want. Once a week, I want you people to jump in to the live stream. I can't see you, Philly Kane. I can't see you. I know you're trying to get in. Maybe Philly Kane don't have a camera up or something. So Jackson Cantwell, I want to know right now, what do you think the odds are? I think Miami, look, 60-40? 60-40? Oh, I see you, Philly Kane. Let's throw it. Like anybody, I'm going to put the link out there right now. Anybody can jump in this mix. Philly Kane is going to be Philly Kane, what's up, man?
What's up, Michael? How are you?
I'm great. Okay, we talking about Jackson Cantwell. First of all, welcome to the show. I wanted everyone to believe they can just jump in the mix. How would you have to do to jump into this thing? You clicked on a link and then what?
Clicked on the link, put my name in, and allowed the camera and mic. It was simple as that.
All right, get something off your chest. What do you think about the spring game? Philly Kane has been watching this show for a long time. Anybody can jump in right now. I'm going to put the link in again. I would love to have you on the show. And I want to do once a week where you guys just take over the show. I'll put you on. So what are you looking forward to tomorrow? And are you excited about the team? Are you energized about the team again, Philly Kane?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely energized. Definitely on the defensive side. I mean, last year, total debacle. No idea what the hell Guidry was doing with those defensive backs. Maybe we didn't have those playmakers. That's why the D line looks so awful. But
They did look terrible. Did I like it? See, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't blame the defensive line because our defensive backs couldn't hold a receiver for a second. And if the receiver caught the ball, you knew the first person was never going to tackle him. Right?
You're right. Our defensive backs couldn't even catch a cold last year.
All right. So give me a couple players you excited to see this year.
Well, definitely wanted to see how the offensive line gels.
Yep.
Because everybody's saying, hey, best offensive line in the country. I want to see it. And I definitely want to see how Lightfoot and Justin Scott performed this year. Hey, big money guys last year coming in, 5 stars. They had a year under their belt. Now I want to see if they've developed and they're going to perform underneath Heatherman's defense.
Well, Heatherman said that both are shining right now. You know, Lightfoot, I don't know how much he weighs now, but a lot of people saying that, you know, he's a little bit heavier, still a little light, but he's performing very well. And they're saying Justin Scott is a dude this year. Like he's going to be in the mix. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited finally, after a couple of years of great recruiting, these players are finally getting on the field. And now I think we're all learning the NIL situation. That can do you well for a couple of players, but recruiting gives you depth. And the further you go on in the season, you know it's about depth, right? Right, yep. Philly Kane?
Yep. And you know what? I'm so glad that Mario didn't really jump in to the portal for defensive line this year. Because you have to develop your own guys.
But I do think he's going to grab one. I do think he's going to grab a defensive tackle. I don't think he'll grab a defensive end, but I think he's going to grab one off the defensive line. I think possibly a receiver, possibly another safety, possibly a great line. If they can find like a grade A linebacker that started 2-3 years, that's a beast. I think they would go after that. But I think now, starting next year, you will see less portal because now they got depth. That's the thing about college football today. It's not. It's about starters, but most starters, we were very lucky with our offensive line. Besides Ryan Rodriguez, they all were healthy the whole year, so that was very lucky. But I feel like depth and recruiting, you'll start to see it shine now. And NIL can't help a team with depth. It just can help with key players. So,
and Michael, listen, I'm a old school Miami guy.
Yeah,
you know, 50, going to be 51 next week, and watch the great Miami teams. And what we had depth, and we had dogs on defense. Yeah, offense was always great. It's the defense that carried us. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. And I think what a lot of people forget is when Mario took over, this program was in complete shambles. It was going to take 4 or 5 years to get it to at least a respectable level, and he got us there in 2024. I think now this is the year where we take another step forward.
Let me tell you, if for people doubting Mario, go back to Mario's first year here with that offensive line. It will blow you away how bad it was. Like, one thing Mario's doing is bringing 5- and 4-star players to campus all the time. You hardly ever heard about that when Manny was here. And no disrespect to Manny. It's just different levels of things. Like, Mario's a different level in recruiter, and he does a great job. So, Philly Kane, thanks for checking in, man. Check in anytime, okay?
You got it. Thanks, Michael. Take care.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you. Philly Kane. All right. That's what I'm talking about. 2026 Natty. When is the national championship in Miami again? When is that? Anybody know? Anyway, I got to run. But I want to tell you guys, I'm excited for the spring game. I'm looking forward. Offensively, I know we talked about defense a little bit. Offense, JoJo Trader, looking for it. They're saying he's the dude. It's different from being a backup. Now he knows he's the dude. I'm excited about that. I don't think we'll see C.J. Daniels that much. They're probably going to protect him. I think Emery plays solid, and we'll see about the other quarterbacks. Offensive line, I think, is going to perform to a certain level, but don't be surprised at the defense. I think that defensive line is going to give Miami line a lot of problems because I think we forgot how great our defensive line talent is last year because of the defensive backs. I think you're about to find out. And if I could guess a storyline, no, you did not hear that. No, you did. Please say you made that up. Cafe 904, please say you made that up. JoJo is not hurt, is he? Please say you made that up. All right. Anyway, wait a minute. What's this say? You think we can send Mario to the portal and get us? Oh, stop it. I think if JoJo's playing, we just heard he might be hurt. JoJo's playing, he's going to show out. I think, Malachi Tony's going to show out. I think Ray Ray's going to do well. I'm interested. My whole thing is the trenches. I think the storyline coming out tomorrow, if I had to guess a headline coming out tomorrow, Miami defensive line dominates one of the best offensive lines in the country. If I had to guess. And Malachi Tony scores a touchdown. Fletcher and Lyle score a touchdown. I think Ray scores a touchdown. And if JoJo plays, he's going to score a couple. So there you go. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Go Canes. Spring game. Let's go. Y'all have a great one. Later.